So,
All right, good morning. It's 9 o'clock, so we'll get going. Today's Tuesday, September 9th, 2025. We're at the Lyon County Planning Commission meeting. I need to read some basic information before we get going this morning. The Planning Commission meetings are open to the public and members of the public may attend in person. And the meetings are also virtual and the public may attend via virtual Zoom. Public comment, Lyon County allows us the following alternatives for public comment. If you are attending the virtual Zoom meeting, public comments may be provided by raising your hand and requesting to provide public comment. This can occur in several ways, including dialing *9 from your phone to raise your hand and request to speak for public comment. To unmute yourself, dial *6. You can also provide public comment for this meeting by sending an email to county clerks, that's plural, at lyon-county.org the day prior to the posted meeting date. Be sure to type public comment in the subject line. Written public comments may also be mailed to the Lyon County Community Development Office at 27 South Main Street, Yerington, Nevada, 89447. But all public comments must be received prior to the date of the meeting if the comments are to be included in the supplemental materials. Any written public comment received the day of the meeting will be compiled and added as supplemental materials to the county's website and distributed to the Planning Commission within 24 hours after the meeting. Members of the public may attend the meeting in person at the Greg Honeywell Lyon County Commission Chambers at 27 South Main Street, Yerington, Nevada. We'll start with this morning with roll call. Mark Jones.
here.
Andrew Merritt.
Here.
Audrey Allen.
Here.
Myself, Shannon Sarasola here. Loretta Sell.
Here.
Wendy Loomis. Wendy, I'm going to have you please lead the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next, we'll move on to number 3, public participation. No action will be taken on any item until it's properly agendized. Members of the public who wish to address the Planning Commission may approach the podium and speak on matters related to the Lyon County Planning Commission, but not on items appearing on the agenda. Speakers are asked to state their name for the record and to sign and print their name on the form at the lectern. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per person or topic. The commission reserves the right to reduce the 3-minute time limit as well as limit the total time for public comment. If your item requires extended discussion, please request the chair to calendar the matter for future planning commission meetings. The planning commission will not restrict comments based on viewpoint. The same applies to public testimony on each agenda item. The chair may reopen public participation at any time during the meeting. No action may be taken upon a matter raised under this item of the agenda until a matter itself has been specifically included on an agenda as an item which action may be taken. We're going to move the review and adoption of the agenda. Oh, we do. Sorry. We need to ask for public comment since we just gave all that disclosure for it. Is there any public comment in the audience? I see none. And any online? A small audience online. I see none there. So we'll move on to number 4, the review and adoption of the agenda.
I'll move that we adopt today's agenda.
Second.
The motion to adopt today's agenda was made by Commissioner Allen and seconded by Commissioner Jones. Do we have to give public comment for that? So do we have any public comment on that? I see none in the audience. And how about online? There doesn't appear to be on any online. So all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? That passes 6-0-0. The next thing on the agenda is for possible action is election of officers. The first is going to be the election of officers, appointment of a chair. Yes,
Madam Chair, I'd like to nominate our vice chair, you, Shannon Sarasola, to be chair for the remainder of this term.
Second.
So a motion has been made to have Shannon Sarasola be the chair by Commissioner Audrey Allen and seconded by Mr. Jones. Do we have to take public comment on that as well? You're gonna have to nod for me, thank you. Okay, any public comment? None in the office and nothing online? So we'll go to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? I'm going to abstain. That passes 501. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your confidence in that. We'll move to the next item, and that's election of officers to appoint a vice chair.
Wendy Lewis, I would like to make a motion to appoint Mark Jones as vice chair.
I'll second that.
So we had a motion by Commissioner Wendy Loomis for Mark Jones to be the vice chair, and it was seconded by Loretta Sell. Any public comment on that in the audience? All right, you guys are full of information this morning. Anything online? Okay, so we'll take a vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay.
Nay.
Any abstentions?
1.
Okay, so that passes 511. Well, congratulations. 411, sorry, okay, God, jeez. Good thing we have help here. So we're gonna move on to item number 6, advisory board reports. The only one that we have in our hand comes from the Silver Springs Advisory Board, and it's in regards to it.
This minutes.
Oh, sorry, I did jump. I want to get too fast. We need to do the approval of the minutes. Are there any comments on the minutes that were provided in your package? So if there aren't any changes, I'll take a motion for approval.
Wendy Lewis, I'll take a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, so we have a motion by Commissioner Wendy Loomis to approve and a second by Loretta Sell. Do we have any public comment in the building or online? All right, we'll take a vote on that one. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? One,
I would hear.
Mr. Jones was not present. So that's gonna pass 501. Okay, now we're gonna move to the advisory board reports, which we have one from September 8th from Silver Springs Advisory Board, which is part of 8A. That's going to be heard later in the calendar. And so we'll move on from there. Number 8, we have public hearings for possible action to forward a recommendation to the Board of County Commissioners for the request of the Nevada RE Holdings LLC for a zoning map amendment to amend the zoning designation from the Title 10 districts of M1 General Industrial, C1 Limited Commercial District, and RR-5 Fifth Rural Residential District 20-acre minimum to the Title 15 district of HI-S Heavy Industrial Suburban, consistent with the master plan designation of industrial on 3 parcels that total approximately 19.68 acres at 1700 East US Highway 50 in Silver Springs. It includes APNs 015-27-10, 015-2714, and 05-27-17. PLZ-2025-050. Staff report is by Lewis.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning, Commissioners. Congratulations to our new Chair and Vice Chair.
Thank you.
So the subject parcels, there's 3 of them, are located in Silver Springs. And the vicinity map on the left shows their general location to the intersection of Highways 95A and Highway 50 in Silver Springs. So that would be east of the traffic circle and north of Highway 50. The parcels total just under 20 acres, and they are commonly owned. This image shows the 3 parcels and some of the existing development on the site. This property was previously used for the production of animal feed, mostly dog food. So it includes a large industrial building, silo, and a cooling pond. You can see this cooling pond in the southeast there. And the new owners, who again own all three parcels, intend to modify the largely empty industrial building for construction through building permits and tenant improvements to create an aluminum cast house for the aerospace industry. These pictures were provided by the applicant. They're included in the staff report. Just two of them here in the presentation, but they do show the existing structures. We can see the silo. The picture in the bottom right is taken from the northwest, looking down towards Highway 50. The picture on the left is looking up from Highway 50. Staff did have the opportunity, along with the community development director, to tour the building. We've been working with these property owners for over a year now to discuss their future plans. And this is the direction staff did offer, which is to go through this zone change. Getting into the master plan designations on the left, we see the suburban character district covers this entire area of Silver Springs. Typically, suburban districts include public utilities. In this case, the subject parcels are within the service area of the Silver Springs Mutual Water Company. They are not, however, within the Silver Springs GID service area for sewer. So there is a commercial septic on site. However, future development and uses will have to receive approval from NDP for their commercial septic. The actual master plan designation for this area we see in this teal color is industrial. You will note that the three parcels are surrounded by other properties that are all designated industrial per the master plan. So now we get into the zoning. The zoning here is a little tricky and a little messy, and staff going through some of the research was unable to actually find a map of the existing zoning. So when we go to the assessor's listing, there is a note there that is the result of research from what we found to be a 1978 Board of Commissioners, I'm not sure if they called them supervisors then, meeting wherein a 300-foot strip from Highway 50 moving north was designated with the now expired zoning name of C1, which converts to our current zoning designation of neighborhood commercial. So if we recall that the master plan was industrial, we obviously recognize that these are not compatible. The zoning being commercial on the highway and the master plan being industrial, as well as there being an industrial operation on the property. Additional applicable zoning for the site include already heavy industrial suburban, as well as rural residential 20-acre. So obviously this mismatch of multiple zoning districts is not ideal for future development. The applicant, while they haven't indicated that they intend to expand the development footprint, if they were in the future, staff would advise them that we would want homogeneous zoning over all three parcels, and then potentially have to merge the parcels in the future so that buildings wouldn't extend over property lines. So the proposed zoning change then is to change all three parcels to heavy industrial suburban, which is consistent with the master plan designation of industrial, and is consistent with the findings that staff was able to make through the staff report. And the staff report does include some of the land use goals that are applicable to this requested change, specifically ones addressing a diverse economic base and business and industry locations that are consistent with the future land use plans. So we did note again, all the industrial land on the north side of 50 there, and the ongoing industrial uses on the site or in the region. I apologize. The existing development is not actually operational currently. The property already has direct access to Highway 50 or 95A, so there's no need for future encroachments with NDOT. The Lyon County Sheriffs will provide emergency services. Central Lyon Fire will provide additional emergency services and responses. And as previously mentioned, building permits will be required for any tenant improvements, and any expansion of the actual building footprint would require an administrative design review through the planning department. So as such, staff was able to make all the findings and did recommend approval. We did actually want to thank the applicants for moving forward with this. As previously mentioned, they don't actually have a plan to expand the building currently. So they technically could have come forward with some tenant improvements, and likely we would have been able to approve them as is. But with this split zoning scenario, this is a better path forward for them and certainly an easier path for Lyon County for future permitting and expansion purposes. So available for any questions. Thank you.
Do any of the commissioners have questions?
That's pretty straightforward.
I just have a comment. I just wanted to state that the owner or the property representative did submit the need for rezoning, and they stated that they want to eventually build an aerospace aluminum cast house on the property. I appreciate that. Quite a few of the applicants don't give us that information. We're always just, but this application has nothing to do with that. This is a zoning. Yeah.
Yes, that is correct. Yes,
But I appreciate it.
we did too. Again, we've been working with this applicant for over a year. They've been very transparent about their plans for the property.
Any other comments or questions?
I got a question.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
Just on page 18 there, it has this the zoning was RR5 mid rural residential district, which converted over to rural residential 20 under the 15 thing. So I guess my question was, why wasn't that just moved into industrial at that time?
So the master plan, thank you for the commissioner, our question, Commissioner Jones. We do end up with a number of inconsistencies with zoning in the master plan, particularly for properties like this, where we have some of the zoning has been set decades before our current master plan was approved. So in this case, I think we have a legacy of some industrial uses in this region of Silver Springs that are already on the site without zoning that is compatible. And unless someone comes forward with an expansion plan, they're never really compelled, the property owner is not compelled to have zoning or to go through a zone change to be consistent with the master plan. It's only when they go to expand, and then they would be subject to a conditional use permit to expand a use that's not consistent with zoning. So we end up sometimes with these legacy inconsistencies. Again, the 2020 master plan did designate this area as industrial. So it's when new property owners come forward, or maybe even existing property owners come forward, and they want to further expand properties. And that's when we run into this inconsistency between zoning, existing uses, and the master plan. So I know I kind of dodged the question, but I think the reason is that the zoning's been in place much longer than the master plan has.
And can I get clarification? And in that situation, the county can't change the zoning on a property if it's already had a previous classification.
Yes,
They have to just accept it. If it moves forward and wants to do something, they would approach it in the future.
that is correct.
Okay.
Yes, I mean, zoning is a property right, and property
Right.
owners have to submit and sign off on any change to zoning. So we do hear that sometimes in the public, sort of a misunderstanding of the process. The county in and of itself cannot change property zoning.
We can change what's available in that area, but it's up to the property owner to come meet that zoning change.
I don't even know if we can change the zoning. I mean, when we go through the master plan updates, I mean, they are 10 and 20-year updates. There's a lot of public noticing that's involved with that process. And that's sort of the county's opportunity to maybe manipulate some of the land use designations, but that would be at the master plan level, not at the zoning
Zoning
level.
level. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Just one more question. Could that individual still take advantage of this RR 520 and build a house and on that parcel, even though it's under the master plan umbrella?
I mean, technically, sir, I think the answer is yes,
That's a-
which is why the county was very pleased that the applicant was willing to work with us to move forward with the zone change.
Any other comments or questions? Okay, we'll open it up for public comment. Anything in the audience today? I don't see anything. Anything online? I don't see anything there, so I will take a motion.
So this. Based on the aforementioned findings, I move that the planning commission forward a recommendation of approval to the Board of County Commissioners for the request from Nevada RE Holdings LLC for a zoning map amendment to amend the zoning designation from the Title 10 districts of M1, General Industrial, C1, Limited Commercial District, and RR5, Fifth Rural Residential District 20-acre minimum, to the Title 15 district of HI S, heavy industrial suburban, consistent with the master plan designation of industrial on 3 parcels that total approximately 19.68 acres at 1700 East US Highway 50 in Silver Springs, APNs 015-271-10, 015-271-14, 015-271-17, ELZ 2025-050.
I'll second that.
Okay, so we have a motion by Loomis and a second by Sells. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Any abstentions? That one passes 6-0. Thank you. All right, we're going to move to Community Development Director. Mr. Henderson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Gavin Henderson, Lyon County Community Development Director for the record. Just a couple updates, some staff level minor updates that we've been working on. So we have updated the Lyon County planning portion of the website. So if you go in there, you open up the planning tab, there's a development application category in the section on the left. And if you click on that, within that, you'll have all the current applications Lyon County's been reviewing. There's an Excel spreadsheet in there, so you can kind of run through every application we've gotten for the year, as well as the approval letters for everything that's come forward. So it's a good resource just for the general public, commissioners, if you need to access any of that information. That'll kind of jump into the development map that obviously county staff's still working on completing. We're running into some issues with server compatibility and size for that amount of information. So we're working with IT and our county engineer to correct those and hopefully get that on the website as well in the near future. Just wanted to touch again that the NNDA presentation is scheduled for the next planning commission in October. So that's be some good information for staff and the commission. Looking forward to that. And of course, I'm available for any questions Commission may have.
I have a question. Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
good morning. So that website, is that up now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, because I had a couple of residents come to me asking me about permits for building permits.
Mhm.
Will that be on there?
So we do building permits are separate, but we do the same exact thing on the building permit side of things as far as publishing, what's coming to the county on a monthly basis.
Do we know an average timeline right now? The people who came to me submitted theirs in March.
I mean, if they have questions, they can give me a phone call usually.
Okay.
If it's submitted in March, I'm expecting there to be, other. Extending circumstances that may be involved. Usually review times right now within that 6 to 8 week mark. We're working feverishly to reduce that to kind of stay within that 3 to 6 week margin. But obviously we had a couple setbacks in the past, and we're just continuing to take chunks out of that queue and keep it moving forward as quickly as possible.
Okay. All right, no, thank you.
Anybody else? Go ahead, Ms.
Yeah, I was part of that group yakking about how long it took to get a building permit.
Yeah.
In fact, we were gonna present it at the cab, but our cab got canceled because there wasn't a quorum. We seem that we have one plan checker, it's my understanding.
That's correct.
So how a county our size and one plan checker keep up with the demand? Especially, we need to keep up because we have a competitor across the road here. That is, I can file my paperwork, get a grading permit in 3 days, and within 4 weeks, I have my building permit. Somehow we have to kind of compete with that because we do want the industrial, we want the commercial industrial over here. I just don't know how we can compete that we with one plan checker, and it's my understanding from them, and they could be way off base, is that he constantly he's challenging all the other engineers' calculations all the time.
I can tell you Ray is probably the most qualified candidate in the state, just based on from a credential standpoint and a knowledge standpoint. We've trained one of our southern, Lyon County inspector to do those simpler plan reviews, so we have more than one plan reviewer on staff right now. He's looking at those more simple applications, like residential solar permits, single family repeats, manufactured home compound permits, so we're breaking up the workload, and again, it's just in an effort to take bigger chunks out of that plan review queue to kind of get us back into that timeline that we were previously under, which is that 3 to 6 week window.
And I'm gonna chime in. So the industry that I actually work in.
Yeah.
This is not uncommon in any county. It's about average with the lead time for permits. This is just part of the process. They have to do their due diligence, and it takes time. So I know sometimes it's frustrating and they get impatient, but just remind the public that this is for their safety as well as the county safety. To make sure everything is done correctly. So the timeline is always gonna be there.
And I mean, I could say we perhaps the development community was a little jaded when we first started, and then we kind of ran into that hiccup. I won't speak too much into that, but we did lose an inspector. And with that, it was kind of all hands on deck. So that built a backlog, and it's just continuing to work through that backlog to get us back to where we were previously. So
And
rest assured that it'll get there.
And I had just one more request. I don't think it's a big one. But when you call up the development department, almost nobody ever answers the phone. And my contractors told me they're having the same issue. They just want to find out questions and answers.
The phones are being answered all day. We've run into some little, IT issues. They're working on updating the phones as we speak. So hopefully that resolves a lot of that. Because I mean, we're only able to answer with the phone calls that come through. So if they're not coming through, send us an email. Emails are, a written record of, your requests and your questions. And we can get to those pretty promptly as well. So.
And I'm just speaking from personal experience. I've called the department several times. And it goes to voicemail. And I know there's people that sit there next to the phone.
And if if they're on the phone, I mean, it does route you to voicemail. Just make sure that your time not being wasted. You're not sitting on, listening to the jingle forever while they're working through.
I got it down.
Any other comments from up here with the commissioners? Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Gavin.
We can move to 9B for discussion and possible action, and to consider and discuss the rescheduling of the planning commission meeting currently set for November 11th, 2025. In observance of the Veterans Day holiday, and to approve an alternative meeting date. Because no one will be here.
Yep, so Gavin Henderson, Lyon County Community Development Director. So planning commission falls on Veterans Holiday this year. So this is just a request to see to which date the commission wants to move the meeting. We can move it to the Monday before, the Wednesday after. I kind of left it open because I understand we're working with a lot of different schedules, and yep.
Well, November 4th is election day. Is that a good day to hold a planning commission meeting? I don't think so.
I would, my recommendation would be either the Monday before or the Wednesday after, and that way our public noticing and all that isn't messed with too much.
Monday.
You're saying the 10th?
Monday the 10th.
The 10th or the 12th would be my recommendation.
Monday, the 10th would work for me.
10th worked for me.
Works for me.
Let's
too.
go Monday, the 10th. It will screw up anybody's
I'll
4-day
motion
weekend.
to move the meeting to November 10th on a Monday.
I'll second that.
Okay, so we had a motion by Loretta Sells and a second by Wendy Loomis. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? That one passes 6-0-0. Or we shouldn't vote. Do we have any public comment in in the council chambers? It doesn't appear to be any, how about any on phone? There's none on Zoom either, so we're gonna sit with the 6-0 vote. Commissioner comments and agenda requests. Do any of the commissioners have anything? Go ahead, Mr. Allen.
After our last meeting, I got back to Dayton and I started hearing rumors that Ralph Ewing had resigned. And so after I got maybe 4 questions, I texted him and he said that he had sent notice to the county the Thursday before our meeting. But we weren't told about it at the Tuesday meeting. That he had resigned. We just showed up and I know Shannon was totally unprepared for the meeting because she didn't know he had resigned. And we didn't know if we were gonna have a quorum, you know, so it would have been nice to know. When we get information like that, we need to not be mushrooms.
I'm just gonna follow up that this Commissioner Sarasolo, just in the same aspect of if one of the commissioners is going to miss the meeting, we should be responding to everyone so that the rest of the commissioners know who's going to be present and not present. So if that information, if you're receiving, I guess, for staff, if you're receiving just an email to yourself, if you could share that information with the commissioners at large, that would be great. Thank you. Anything else?
That's good. I have another comment.
Okay.
I know we have a 5-member Board of Commissioners. Staff, but we have a 7-member board and we have difficulty sharing mics. Is it possible to get a couple more mics? I'm usually frugal and don't recommend spending money.
Gavin Anderson, Lyon County Community Development Director. I mean, that's definitely something we can look into and talk to the comptroller's office.
All right, thank you, appreciate it.
I think it's beneficial from a health standpoint too. Moving into the cold and flu season. Thank you, Gavin. Any other items? Anything from the gallery? And nothing online. Okay, we're gonna move to number 11, public participation. No action will be taken on any item until it's properly agendized. Members of the public who wish to address the Planning Commission may approach the podium and speak on matters related to the Lyon County Planning Commission, but not on items appearing on the agenda. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per person or topic and will not be restricted based on viewpoint. No action may be taken upon a matter raised under this item of the agenda until the matter itself has been specifically included on an agenda as an item upon which action may be taken. So with that information, is there anybody in the public that would like to speak today? It appears we don't have anybody in the gallery. Anybody online? I see no hands raised there either. So we're going to move to number 12, adjournment at 9:33. Thank you very much, everyone. Congratulations, Mark, on your new position. All right, we will see you next month. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.